To tell the story of the wealthiest businessman ever, we need to look back over a century ago, to a man whose fortune remains unmatched, John D. Rockefeller. His empire, Standard Oil, grew to a size that, even today, with the incredible wealth of tech billionaires, no one has equaled his financial might. Born in 1839 in Richford, New York, John D. Rockefeller's upbringing was far from typical. His father, William Avery Rockefeller, was a charismatic and elusive figure. He called himself a botanic physician and sold what were essentially dubious health remedies across the country. This meant that young John grew up in a household with little stability, as his father was frequently absent, and the family moved often. However, these early challenges shaped Rockefeller into a resourceful and determined individual. He learned the value of hard work and the importance of managing money from an early age. Even as a child, Rockefeller displayed a keen business sense, finding ways to earn money by raising turkeys, working for neighbors, and lending small amounts at interest. In 1854, the Rockefeller family settled in Cleveland, Ohio, where John attended school briefly before taking a job as a bookkeeper at 16. Despite earning just 50 cents a day, he was determined to save and invest wisely. After 2 years of meticulous work, Rockefeller felt that his contributions were worth more than his employers acknowledged. So he took a bold step. At the age of 19, with a $4,000 loan, about $100,000 today, adjusted for inflation, an enormous sum at the time, he launched his own produce brokerage. This business quickly became successful, generating $500,000 in sales during its first year. The young Rockefeller's reputation for reliability and business acumen grew, and soon banks were eager to lend him money, despite his youth. In 1859, something happened that would forever change the trajectory of Rockefeller's life. That year, oil was discovered in Titusville, Pennsylvania, sparking the Pennsylvania oil rush. The discovery led to the rapid development of an industry that would fuel the modern world. However, rather than jumping into the risky business of drilling for oil, Rockefeller chose to focus on refining it. He recognized that while drilling was uncertain and often resulted in financial ruin, refining oil into kerosene and other products offered more stable and lucrative opportunities. By 1863, when the first railroad line connecting the Pennsylvania oil fields to Cleveland was completed, Rockefeller was ready. He had already established connections with banks and investors and had assembled a team of chemists and engineers to optimize the refining process. Rockefeller's attention to detail and his relentless pursuit of efficiency set him apart from his competitors. Within 2 years, his refinery had become one of the largest in Cleveland, thanks to his ability to cut costs, find uses for byproducts, and continually reinvest in his operations. By 1865, Cleveland was home to 26 refineries, but within 5 years, Rockefeller had acquired all but 4 of them. Recognizing the limitations of running such a large business as a partnership, he incorporated Standard Oil of Ohio in 1870. Rockefeller's business strategy was ruthless but effective. He would often invite his competitors to review his financial records, demonstrating that he could outlast them in a price war. By operating at a loss for longer than they could afford, he forced many of them to sell their refineries to him. In return, he offered them positions within Standard Oil, thereby consolidating the best minds in the industry under his control. By 1880, Standard Oil was refining over 90% of the oil in the United States. Rockefeller's influence wasn't confined to the oil industry. His ability to negotiate favorable rates with railroads gave him a significant advantage over his competitors. This practice of securing rebates on transportation costs alarmed other industrialists, who feared similar monopolistic practices in their industries. As a result, Standard Oil faced increasing scrutiny from the public, politicians, and the media. In response to growing opposition, Rockefeller took further steps to protect his empire. In 1882, he established the Standard Oil Trust, a complex legal structure that consolidated control over more than 40 companies. The trust allowed Rockefeller to maintain control while shielding his operations from legal challenges. By the 1890s, Standard Oil was a behemoth, controlling 20,000 oil wells, 4,000 miles of pipeline, and employing over 100,000 people. However, Rockefeller's dominance was not without challenges. New oil fields in Russia and Asia, developed by competitors like the Rothschild family, began to threaten Standard Oil's supremacy. Additionally, the U.S. government was growing increasingly concerned about monopolies, leading to the passage of the Sherman Antitrust Act in 1890. This law was designed to curb the power of large corporations, and Standard Oil was its primary target. Despite these challenges, Rockefeller remained one step ahead. He had already begun to distance himself from the day-to-day operations of Standard Oil, focusing instead on philanthropy and other interests. The legal battles that followed were long and complex, but in 1911, the Supreme Court ruled that Standard Oil must be broken up into 34 separate companies. Although this was a significant blow to Rockefeller's business, it ultimately made him even wealthier. The companies that emerged from the breakup, such as ExxonMobil, Chevron, and BP, grew into giants in their own right, and Rockefeller retained a stake in each of them. John D. Rockefeller's legacy is a testament to his unparalleled business acumen, strategic foresight, and relentless drive. His wealth of $300 billion, adjusted for inflation, remains unmatched, and his impact on the oil industry and the global economy is still felt today. Rockefeller's story is a powerful reminder of the extraordinary influence one individual can have on the world. Thank you for watching the story of how John D. Rockefeller built his empire. For more stories of history's greatest figures in the future, subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell.